So this week, the print on demand and Etsy world has gone wild. Some random listing and store shutdowns combined with some Etsy chats has rumors stirring up like crazy. And with lots of panic arising, today I wanted to address what's actually happening, what we know, what we don't know, and how I'm moving forward with the information that we have. So, for those of you who don't know yet, what exactly has been going on? Some Etsy stores have had their listings or even their shops taken down, with Etsy stating it was because they were not selling handmade products. Print on demand has been allowed on Etsy since about 2017, 2018, as long as you set up your listing correctly by stating that you had someone else help you create it and you listed your production partner. So why are people being dinged with this handmade policy? Etsy did state this year that they are going to be going after drop shippers. So Etsy has been going through a major sweep of different listings trying to take down what they deem as drop shipped listings. But is this what's going on and the reason that some of these listings are being taken down from print on demanders? Incorrect bot flagging is not new on Etsy, with many people this year complaining that the minute they listed a listing, that it was taken down for IP infringement. People have had their shop shut down on Etsy very quickly with no explanation before. All of these being bots flagging these stores and listings and having them taken down. So this type of flagging and this mass removal of certain listings is not something new to Etsy. What is new is the fact that it's dinging them as not being handmade. Some people in this recent sweep of listing removal have tried to talk with Etsy to try and get back their listings or their stores with varying degrees of success. Some people being able to get back their listing when starting a chat. Some people were told no, they have broken Etsy laws and they are not going to be getting their store back. Some people have been told they're not getting it back and kept appealing and messaging Etsy and eventually got it back. But one Etsy thread is what started a very big mass panic about this being mock-ups as the reason that these listings are being taken down, with one person starting an Etsy chat and asking, are mock-ups allowed to be used on Etsy? And an Etsy chat support rep stating, no, they are not allowed. And this is what has caused this mock-up frenzy that is currently going on. But just to ease some panic, this type of rumor and mass panic is not new to the print-on-demand world. Just a few months ago, some of you may recall that there was a rumor that we were not allowed to use Canva to create our designs. And this had actually started with a chat with someone with the Etsy support who had stated we couldn't use Canva, which ended up being false. And many people have reported that starting two different Etsy chats has resulted in two very different answers. Keep in mind that Etsy outsources their customer service and also uses bots. So those also might not be the best answers. After this mock-up Etsy chat was posted, people have been referencing this part of the Etsy handbook that states if an item is created with production assistant, the listing photo should be of a finished product or an image supplied by the production partner. It must accurately reflect what the seller is selling. The problem with this theory is it's not just print-on-demand mock-ups that have caused listings to be flagged. Some actual handmade products have been flagged and dinged and taken down. People who were using the Printify production photos have also been taken down. So this isn't the only thing that has been resulting in listings being taken down. So is this a hunt for mock-ups, or is it an Etsy bot looking for drop shippers that has gone wild? And my theory is the rogue bot. And with this rogue bot comes a whole lot of Etsy service that is needed, with tons of different chats being started with Etsy, and all of these chats with conflicting information being posted to groups, starting tons and tons and tons of different theories as to why people are being taken down. So in my theory, How are these Etsy bots trying to find drop shippers? What they're probably doing is searching the internet for a certain photo that has popped up many times and then seeing if it has duplicates on Etsy, probably stating that this might be sold across many different suppliers, many different websites, many different Etsy sellers, because it's the exact same product that's just being drop shipped and people are using the exact same photos. And some of the really popular mock-ups out there are not just used on Etsy. They're used across many different print-on-demand selling platforms, including different websites like different Shopify sellers. So Etsy could be checking some of these photos that look extremely similar across many different sellers and automatically flagging them as a drop-shipped product. And so if this is the case, everyone's switching their photos to be the Printify mockup photos, which are not great, by the way, and not very accurate, would only cause the exact same issue, because what that's going to cause is every single print-on-demand seller on Etsy to be using the exact same photo. And that would explain why some people using the Printify mockups are still being dinged for this handmade policy. And unfortunately, some of these really popular mock-up stores have been a target for slander, with people blaming them for their shops being shut down. These mock-up creators, it's not their fault. They created really good images that people wanted to use. Do not turn your blame to other people, because that's something I've seen happening so much in these Facebook groups, is people just trying to play the blame game. And again, even my theory is based on speculation, and it is just that. It is a theory, and we do not know anything until Etsy actually releases a statement, and hopefully they'll release a statement, but I don't know if they actually will. But what we do know is Printify is currently in chats with Etsy to try to get to the bottom of this so that they know how to tell their users to proceed. And many companies, including Printify, have a lot to lose if this is the case. They partner with Placeit, which is a mock-up creator. None of those would technically be allowed. They probably wouldn't get as many sales because mock-ups are the reason many stores get sales. And Etsy itself, if this is the case, will soon be flooded with the exact same Printify mock-up, making them look even worse than they currently are. But back to this panic and trying to dull the panic before all of these rumors just spiral out of hand, which they kind of already have. I have over 800 students. Out of all of that, I've had one report, one listing being taken down. I have 1,200 different listings myself, and I have had 0 reported. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people in the Printify group, with just a few having reported being taken down. Some have had just one listing taken down, and unfortunately, some have had full shops taken down, but it is not the majority of people. But for those who want to start prepping themselves in case something does happen or wanting to know how to move forward, this is exactly what I am doing. Number one, I am not panicking. I am not changing any of my listings right now until something happens. If it does happen, that is when I will make the change, perhaps to try to use Printify mockups, and then I'll try to appeal with that listing and try to get that listing back. But until then, I am not touching my store. Number two, for any listings that I am currently creating, I am going to be trying to find less popular mockups. So I'm not going to be doing the ones that every single person has in their store. I'm going to do a little bit more digging and find some way less popular mockups to be using. I'm also going to make sure that those mockup photos accurately represent what I am selling. I am not going to be buying a Comfort Colors t-shirt mockup, but I'm selling Bella Canvas. I'm not going to be using a generic t-shirt. I'm going to be making sure that it's a photo of the exact product that I am selling, because I could see this as being a big reason why some purchasers are reporting this to Etsy, because they're angry that photos are not matching the actual product that they are receiving. You should have your production partners set up correctly, and to do so, you need to make sure that for every listing, under About This Listing, it should be another company or person, finished product, made to order. And then under your production partners, you should have your Printify, Printful, and I've even read perhaps I might change this to actually change this to my exact production partner. So SwiftPod or Monster Digital or whoever you use. The next thing I'm doing is I am downloading all of my data in case I ever lose my listings or even my shop. To do that, what you can do is go to settings, go to options, and at the top here, we're going to go to download data. And from here, you can download all of your listings. This includes all your titles, your tags, your descriptions, your photos. You can also download all of your orders and all of your shop settings and even your reviews. So you have this all in hand should the worst happen and your store is shut down. The next thing that I did is for my best sellers, I actually have 2 of my major best sellers, which are majority of my sales right now, I've ordered samples of, so that should I need to take my own photos, I have them on hand to do so. And I only did those for my best sellers because I'm not spending all of my money doing it for all 1,200 of my listings. The next thing I'm doing is I have integrated Aweber this week into my store. And what they do is every time someone purchases from me, Aweber sends them an email asking them if they want to subscribe to my emails, getting them onto my own private email list. The difference between this and collecting people's emails is they have actually subscribed to you, and that way you are legally allowed to message them with promotional materials. You can't just collect the emails of your purchasers and just start emailing them out of the blue. So should I ever need to start a new store or move over to a new selling platform, I have a list of old customers to email and let them know that I've actually changed platforms or started a brand new store. So I'm not doing anything with this email list just yet, but it is going to protect me. So I do have some customers if I'm ever shut down. One thing I've seen a lot of people do, which I think actually might make this worse, is saying that now they can just create AI mockups. Unfortunately, I think this is just going to cause a bigger issue down the line because AI mockups don't really look exactly like the product. Some people have managed to get their AI mockups to look exactly like a Gildan and a Bella canvas, but others have not. And I've taken a look at their mockups and instantly, I can tell customers are going to be upset when they actually receive the product because their AI mockup looks nothing like the real product. So if you really, really want to create your own mockups, I would suggest only ever listing certain amount of colors. I only list really the 5 same colors between all of my listings. So perhaps I would order a blank sample of each and then take my own mock-up photos. That way I am accurately representing what I am selling, because I think misrepresenting your product is more of the issue here than actually the issue of laying your design onto a random mock-up photo. And now I want to end this on a positive note. That yes, things are seeming really gray right now. We don't have the answers. We don't know if we're going to get the answers. But this type of issue is not something that just occurs on Etsy. I was talking to a friend who sells on Amazon, and they say they had this issue happen so many times with Amazon changing the rules, changing the name of the game, causing mass panic. But people have been able to adapt and move forward. And in fact, those people that can adapt and move forward when things are rough are the ones who are truly going to be successful because they can deal with the hurdles. We are going to see a lot of people scared of Etsy now and scared to move forward. So they're going to be running to Redbubble and running to other platforms. But those of us who can stick with it and keep moving forward, even when times are tough, are the ones who are going to have the major success. And in fact, this could be a great way to weed out some people who are a little bit too terrified to keep moving forward when things are a little bit unsettled. If nothing has happened to your store yet, do not freak out. Again, this is not the majority that this is happening to. If you do get a listing taken down, start a chat with Etsy support. Try to get an answer as to why. If you don't get an answer, try at the time for that listing, then change all your mockups to the Printify mockups, and then reopen that chat support with them or appeal and state that you have fixed everything that could have been an issue with that listing. And then I've heard this has been how people have been able to get that listing back. Do not give up and just keep messaging them. And in the worst case, now you have all of your data, you have some emails collected so that if you have to start something brand new, you're not starting from ground zero. And as soon as we do have an actual statement as to what is going on, I'll release another video here. So stay tuned and try to keep zen, even though I know it's so hard. I even needed to take a day or two to just let this all sink in and let the panic cross before I even tried to address this.